Simplifying polynomials, we're going to work on the odds. First one's adding polynomials. So remember, when you add your polynomials, you add like terms. And like terms have the same variable, same exponent. So here, like terms is n squared and 3n squared. N squared and 3n squared, when you add them together, you add the coefficients. And if it's not written, it's an invisible 1. So any of your n's, you want to go ahead and put a 1. And then just add the coefficients. The 1 and the 3 make a 4n squared. And then we'll go to the next term. N, negative 3n, positive 1n, negative 2n. And then the constant, 14 plus negative 25. Negative something. I don't know. What's 14 plus negative 25? We'll just pull up a simple calculator. So it's not to waste our time. 14 minus 25. Negative 11. And that's it. Like terms. Add the same term with the same variable. So that's adding. Subtracting, the only difference between subtracting is first you have to distribute this negative to the second parentheses, every term in the second parentheses. And you do that by multiplying everything by negative 1 in the second parentheses. So the first parentheses is going to stay the same. Negative 1 times 8k, negative 8k. Negative 1 times negative 13. Negative times negative, we'll just make that a positive 13. And negative 1 times 2k squared, negative 2k squared. So basically all we did was change all the signs of the second parentheses. And then it's the same as an adding problem, just combine like terms. All these problems, it's going to also ask you to write in standard form. So go ahead and just get in the habit of writing in standard form. Highest exponent to lowest exponent. So remember, standard form, highest exponent to lowest. So our highest exponent here is x squared. People usually mess up because that's not 2, that's negative 2. So when you write it, you're going to write it negative 2k squared. Then negative 8k minus 8k. Negative 8 minus 8. Negative 16. Okay. And then the constants. 5 plus 13 is 18. Yep. Positive, so you put a plus. You always want to put a sign in between each of them, each term. So that's adding and subtracting. Hopefully not too hard. With multiplying, I kind of like to use box method with multiplying just because it helps you line everything up. So this is one term, right, by 1, 2, 3 terms. So I'll have one box by 3 boxes. If you don't like doing box method and you just like to multiply it, that's fine. And each term gets its own box. So this one term, 3a squared b cubed, goes on the left. And on top, each term gets its box. So 2a squared gets a box. Negative 7ab gets a box. and b squared gets a box. And you can put a plus there, but it doesn't matter. And we're multiplying. So like I like to do it in the box method because I think it helps line up what you're multiplying. And you're not going to forget a variable though. So on the outside, 3 times 2 is 6. There's 2 a's here, a squared here. There's 2 a's here, a to the 4. Yep. Remember from yesterday when you multiply like bases, meaning a squared times a squared, you add their exponents. And then this one has b cubed, and that has no b's, so b cubed will just be it. Three times negative 7. I know it's negative. 3 times 7, 21. 2 a's here, 1 a here, so 3. 3 b's here, 1 b here, b to the 4th. 3, there's no number here, so it's just a 1. So 3 times 1, 3. A squared, no a's. It's just a squared. B, 3 b's here, 2 b's here. And then when you write out your answer, just make sure you put a sign in between everything. So this negative will be our minus sign. There's not a sign in front of the 3, so it is a positive 3. And that's right. $19. Again, I'm going to do box method. Another method is FOIL if you like FOIL, but this is a binomial, 2 terms, and a binomials, 2 terms. So we're going to have a 2 by 2 box. So x and negative 9, x and positive 7. You can put the plus there, it's not going to hurt anything. So x and x will be x squared because there's 2 x's. 1 x here, 1 x here. X times 7, 7. X times negative 9, negative 9x, and negative 9 times 7. Negative 63. Yeah. Oh, 16 is if you add. Yeah. No, we're multiplying. And when you go to write your answer, again, keep it in standard form. Highest exponent goes first. And our answer when we multiply is on the inside. Don't get that confused with factoring. When we factor, our answer's on the outside. So when we multiply, our answer's on the inside. So here's our answer. We just have to simplify it and write it in standard form. So standard form, highest exponent. Plus what? Okay, so you have 7x and you have negative 9x. So what does that equal? Because if you have 7x and negative 9x, you're going to have to combine those. Negative, what's 7 minus 9? Or 9 minus 7? Yeah. So 9 minus 7 is 2. So 7 minus 9 is negative 2. So we combined these two, added them together, and then we just have a number, minus 63. On your Delta Math today, there's a question that says W plus 8 squared. So ignore this real quick. When you go to do that one, that means you're doing W plus 8 times W plus 8. So if it's being squared, just know that means you're writing it twice and then multiplying. That's what being squared means, so don't get confused on this. Let's do one more. And then we'll go to a little bit harder. And then we'll do dividing. Again, 2 by 2, so a 2 by 2 box. If you're doing the video, pause it right here, see if you can fill it out. See if you can fill it out. So multiply 2k times 3k. So just the numbers, 2 times 3. How many k's? 2. So k squared. Oh. 3 times 4. 8. And it was negative 4, so negative 8. Okay. Either way, you can put the 1 or you can just keep it k. There's always that invisible 1 there as an exponent. $3k times negative 5. 15. Negative 15 because it's a negative 5. Negative 5 times negative 4. 20. Positive 20 because they're both negative. Okay, so we're going to write highest exponent to lowest exponent. And again, our answer is inside our box when we multiply. So that's where our answer is, because we multiplied. Highest exponent, 6k squared. Minus 8k. Minus 15k. Plus 20. Just make sure if you have like terms here, we can put those together. If you have a negative and you're subtracting a number, it's going to get bigger. So it'll be a bigger negative. So 8 plus 15 is 23. or negative 8 minus 15 is negative 23. It's the real way to do it. All right, with 25, you have two terms here. X is 1, negative 4 is 1. And then you have three terms over here. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have a 2 by 3. So going down, we'll have 2 boxes. Going over, we'll have 3 boxes. Two rows, 3 columns. Make sure you take the sign. So don't just put 4, but negative 4. Then you multiply. So this whole row is going to be x times x squared goes here. X times 5x goes here. X times 3 goes here. So in the first box, x times x squared. X cubed. X times 5x. Perfect. 5x squared. X times 3. 3x. Now we're going to do the whole bottom same way. Negative 4 times x squared. Negative 4 times 5x. Negative 4 times 3. So negative 4 x squared. Negative 4 times 5x. Perfect. Negative 20x. Negative 4 times 3. Negative 12. Perfect. I know I keep saying it, but when you multiply, the inside's your answer. You always want to write highest exponent to lowest exponent. So here's our answer. Highest exponent, x3. Oh, you did 5x squared, but then there's another x squared. Okay, 3x. Negative 20x. Negative 12. And you have to combine like terms, just to simplify it. So x cubed, 5x squared minus 4x squared. Mm-hmm. 1x squared. And you don't have to put the 1, but it's not wrong there. And then 3x minus 20x. Almost. Not 18. 20 minus 3. 17. Nice. And then we'll just bring down the minus 12. That's your answer. All right, with dividing, we're only going to be dividing by a monomial. And you don't use the box method. You just divide each term on top by the one on the bottom. So we'll write that out. So 18a cubed b is going to be divided by 6ab. And we have a plus sign in the middle. 12a squared b squared is going to be divided by same bottom, 6ab. And a minus sign. 6ab over 6a. And then you just simplify each term individually. And you can do the number part in a calculator, just know you can't do the variable part in a calculator. So 18 divided by 6. 3. 18 divided by 6. No, divide. I just watched a video that said, think of the division sign, right? These dots are just placeholders. So 18 is being divided by 3. So fractions, that's where the division sign comes from, is it's a fraction. I never thought about explaining it that way. I thought that was a cool way to explain it. So 18 divided by 6 is 3. Remember, when you're dividing, you subtract your exponents. However many on top minus however many on bottom. So you said a 3 minus 1. 2. And if you want to see that, a cubed over a, that means you have 3 a's on top, 1 a on bottom. Every 1 on top cancels with 1 on bottom, so you have 2 left over. I was going to say, because I was looking at 18, 12. All right, I'll take it. And then b and b, 1b on top cancels out with 1b on bottom. So plus 12 divided by 6, 2. A squared divided by a, 1. Because 2 minus 1 is 1. B squared divided by b, again 1. Yep. And this is where people mess up. This last one, I don't know why, but they always just are like, B cancels, A cancels, 6 cancels. But we gotta have something here. Can't just go away. What's 6 over 6? Not 0. That's where people mess up, because they always are like, it's gotta equal 0. It's 1. So you gotta have that 1. 6 over 6 is 1. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. Because normally we don't put 1s in the equation. As only if it's in, oh, is that why? That helps. Only if it's in front of a variable, like if it was just a, you don't have to put that 1 there. But if the 1 is by itself, it has to be there. So that's 27. 2 more, 29 and 31. And of course, there were problems because it's going to be like the EOC. That's what we're practicing for is the EOC. And you know they love word problems. So the length of a rectangle. Let's draw a rectangle. The length of the rectangle is 19 feet less than twice the width. Write the expression to represent the area of the floor in simplest form. So, area. How do you find area of a rectangle? Multiply both sides. So we have to multiply the length times the width. Right? Length times width. Okay. The length is 19 feet less than the width. So we are describing the length by the width. So if the width is x, the length is twice the width. So if the width is x, the length is twice the width, so twice x, or 2 times x, 19 feet less than that. So minus 19. Remember, less than, you always put that last. Less than goes last, minus 19. So we're not trying to solve this. We're not going to say x is 3 at the end or anything like that. We're just trying to write an expression. So remember, with expressions, that's what we have been doing up here. These are all expressions because they don't have an equal sign. That's an expression. Expression. So just so you know what our answers will look like. So our width is x and our length is 2x minus 19. And it says simplest form, so we have to multiply those out. You can do the box method just like we did above, or you can just distribute, whatever you think is easier. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times negative 19 is negative 19x. This question probably would have been easier without the box method, but just since we've been doing it. X times 2x is 2x squared. X times negative 19 is negative 19x. So that's what our area is going to equal. That expression. All right, 31 is something like the EOC could throw at you. It's something you've never seen before. It looks completely weird, but if you can like logic your way through it, it's something you've done before. So write the polynomial represented from the following. So each box, white box, is x squared. Each white square, I'm sorry, this size white square is x squared. So this white square is x squared, x squared, x squared. This dark rectangle is negative x, negative x, negative x, negative x. The dark little square is negative 1, and the light white square, little square, is a positive 1. So this is actually just subtracting polynomials. So instead of 2 boxes here, what this represents is 2x squared. Since all 3 of these are negative, it'll be negative 3x. Both of these boxes are negative, so that's negative 2. So this polynomial minus this polynomial. I'm going to go ahead and put this in parentheses. And we might as well put this one in parentheses. I have 1x squared. I have 1 negative x. And I have 3 1s. So I have 3 1s. They're all positive. And now it's what we were doing at the very top. So this is a physical representation of it. Remember, with subtracting polynomials, where you start with your delta math assignment today, you have to distribute this negative to the second parentheses. But distribute that negative to all 3 terms. And then just add like terms. Didn't change anything in my first parentheses. Just the second one. Negative 1 times 1, negative 1x squared. Negative 1 times negative 1 is a positive 1x. Negative 1 times 3 is a negative 3. Combine like terms. Write it highest exponent to lowest exponent. Highest exponent, x squared. So 2x squared minus 1x squared is 1x squared. Negative 3x, positive 1x is negative 2x. And negative 2 and negative 3 is negative 6. And then just to talk about 30, since that was another word problem, it says write an expression to represent the area of the shaded region below in simplest form. So our shaded region is obviously just that little part right here. So 2x minus 3 represents this. 4x plus 7 represents this whole side. So if I multiply 2x minus 3 times 4x plus 7, that will give me this whole box, not just the shaded area. So that gives you this whole box. But that's not what this question asks for. This question just asks for the shaded area. So if we multiply these two polynomials together, we get the whole area in blue. That's what that equals. So then you have to go back and minus this white area right here. So then we're going to minus the area of this box, which will be x times x minus 1. And then you would have to simplify all of it. And just to show you how this is done, when I multiply the 2 in black, I get this expression. If I multiply these 2 in red, I get this expression. And then just combine your like terms, and you get 7x squared plus 3x minus 21. So that'd be something they do to you on the EOC, just so you can see that. And that's your review for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing polynomials.